Y'all come on in. Come on in. Hey, what's up, Dimitri? All right. So, uh, good evening, Panther fans. Welcome to another edition of the Four Man Rush. I'm your main man, Kevin Avery, also known as 4MR underscore Country Kev. Coming to you guys feeling pretty good. Carolina Panthers were able to secure their first win of the season yesterday on a nice late warm October day. Played the Houston Texans in what was hyped up as a showdown between the number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young, and the number 2 overall pick, CJ Stroud. It wasn't the prettiest game by no stretch of the imagination, but hey, we got the job done and we were able to notch up our first win of the season, beating Houston 15. Carolina winning 15-13 over Houston Texans on what is a walk-off game-winning field goal kick by kicker Eddie Pinheiro. Definitely, it was a pretty decent crowd there because it was also the Hall of Honor game where at halftime Panther legends Julius Peppers and Muhsin Muhammad were recognized and had their names permanently placed inside of the stadium, and they're now officially part of the Carolina Panthers Hall of Honor. It was a great ceremony, definitely a great time. But as far as the game itself, again, it wasn't the prettiest of games, but Carolina was able to do just enough to secure the win. Definitely left some points out there on the field. However, I just think that the defense, after giving up back-to-back 40-point games to the Detroit Lions and Miami Dolphins before going into their bye week, definitely need to come out and show a lot better. And I definitely think that they did. The Houston Texans were 3-3. So they definitely were a team that was heavily favored. And I just like the way that, the Panthers were able to fight, claw, and scratch, keep the game close, never letting it get out of hand, and was able to execute enough to come away with the victory. Just feels good, y'all. Like, enjoyed this win. I know I've seen some Panther content creators kind of like, oh, it's just one win, it don't mean nothing. Yes, the fuck it does. It does mean something. It's hard to win in the NFL, as you can see. So, and if any of us watched any of the videos of the Panther players on the sideline and in the locker room after the game, you could tell how much winning yesterday meant to them. So, don't let nobody else try to make you feel like that this win yesterday was meaningless, because it definitely wasn't. Sometimes all it takes is just one win to get momentum, built up and to lift the spirits and, re-energize the team. So still a lot of ball left to be played. It's 10 games left in the season. Nothing is finalized. So, hey, let's get healthy. Let's keep executing, and let's just see where things go. Give a couple shout outs here, a couple of comments here. Dimitri Carter said it felt good getting those donuts today. I bet so. Longtime friend Chad Pinion said, "What's up, Kev? Nothing much." Also says 2 games out of first in the NFC South. Hey, look, we gave them a lead. So now that we done got a taste, we coming. So let's focus on Indianapolis and like I said, keep building on this momentum here. Our wideouts need to learn to catch. We need to bring another O-line tackler. Akeem is in there. Well, we'll get in all this here in just a moment. But just to go over some of the stats from the game. Let's see here. Let me pull these up. Let's see. Here they come. All right, here we go. So, as far as the team stats yesterday for the Panthers had, let's see, the Panthers had a total of 10 drives for a total of 224 total yards that was ran over 61 plays. So it looks like we averaged just under 4 yards a play at 3.7 yards per play. To break that 224 down, that was 180 yards passing, 44 yards rushing. The Panthers had 20 first downs. Texans had 16. 11 of the Panthers' first down were through the pass. 3 was through running the ball. 6 first downs off of penalties. Panthers were 5 for 14 on third down, 1 and 2 on fourth down. Offensive line gave up 6 sacks for 55 yards, although Frank Wright said about 3 of those sacks were coverage sacks where there just was nowhere to go with the ball, and the offensive line actually gave Bryce Young time. We did a real good job with the penalties. We only had 3 penalties for 20 yards while forcing the Texans to have 10 penalties for 70 yards. Panthers didn't have any turnovers. The Texans had 1 on a fumble. And Panthers barely won a time of possession, 30 minutes, 29 seconds to 29 minutes, 31 seconds for the Texans. So those were just, some of the overall team stats from yesterday. And like I said at the very beginning, it definitely wasn't ugly. It definitely wasn't pretty at all. And as Demetrius is saying, I'm happy with the win. Hey, I am too. We'll worry about trying to get pretty later, but right now let's just get one up on the board. Some of my takeaways from the game were I liked the play calling by Thomas Brown overall for the most part. The thing that annoyed me the most was when we got the ball down near the goal line to score and we're in shotgun pistol formation. Like, I was literally yelling in the crowd, why are we snapping the ball back 2 to 3 yards in shotgun formation when we only need 1 yard to score a touchdown? Like, what is this? Why are we not up under center? If you're not going to quarterback sneak with Bryce Young, we got running backs. Like, it's just 1 yard. If we got to run it 3 times, so be it to get that 1 yard. I'm just not a fan of shotgun pistol formation, particularly on goal-to-goal situations. Like if it's on the 5-yard line, that's different. But from 1, 2, even 3 yards out, I want my quarterback under center. That's just me. So I definitely felt like we left points out on the board. I definitely think that we could have we left 2 touchdowns out there on the field. But overall, I did like the way the plays were called on different downs. Looks like we're going to stay in 11 personnel, which is 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers. Got a couple of comments here. Chris Hood says shotgun was a good idea for a short quarterback. That's, to me, Chris, that's kind of irrelevant. Everybody keeps saying, how short Bryce Young was. How about this? Bryce Young didn't have any batted down passes yesterday, while the 6'3" CJ Stroud had 3 passes that were batted down. So, y'all keep bringing up Bryce Young's height. He's continually to show y'all that that's not something that's affecting his ability to throw the ball. So, Jason March here says should have had another touchdown. I agree. Back to Demetri Carlton. I'm glad Frank ain't calling the plays no more. Shout to Tom. Well, I guess he's saying shout out to Thomas Brown. Brandon Miller says it's a new NFL. You don't run at the 1 yard line under center anymore. Well, they need to bring back the old NFL. That, call me old school, call me a dinosaur, call me whatever. But that's some things about football we shouldn't try to get cute with. Sometimes it's just basic physics. Sometimes it's just basically my 300-pound guys against your front 7, and we're just going to whoop your ass until we get this ball in the end zone. It should be as simple as that, Got a comment here from Chad Tuttle, good friend of mine, with Austin Corbett back at right guard. I prefer Mays at left guard. Hey, we'll see. Obviously, Chandler Zavala's not ready. I see the other guy's name, Thorntonmeyer, the one that's been starting at right guard while Corbett was out. I think he was at left guard yesterday. So we'll see how it plays out. Because he had a better view back there. Again, what the view has to do if you got the ball on the 1 yard line, Chris? That's my whole point. You don't need to, quote, have a better view if you got the ball on the 1 yard line. What kind of view do you need when you just need 1 yard? That's my whole point. I'm not against shotgun and pistol formations in general, but I'm saying if we got the ball on the 1 yard line, that's, your quarterback needs to be under center. That's just my opinion. That's just my stance on it. Brandon Miller agrees with me. Yeah, stupid. I agree with you. All right, they go one of the first ladies of Panther Nation, Miss Adrian, I am Genesis. What's up, young lady? Hope you're doing well. Hope you celebrated or whatever. Hope all is going well with you. Longtime fan, Katie Russell, what's up to you? Oh, I like this comment here. Brandon Miller, if you can't run it 4 times for 1 yard, you don't deserve it. Look here. You couldn't have said it better. All right, let's see what else we got here. Miss Adrian says, look what happened when Frank Wright lets Thomas Brown call some plays. I agree. I think there were like about 6-7 drops yesterday by Panthers wide receivers, so Bryce Young's numbers could have looked a whole lot better. But hey, we made plays when it was time, when it was clutch. So I'm definitely glad we were just able to gut it out, get the win, and clean things up and try to come out better next week when our next home game against the Indianapolis Colts this upcoming Sunday at back at Bank of America Stadium. So for me, one of the things, being a trench guy, that really was hard to watch yesterday was the play of our offensive line. Our offensive line gave up 6 sacks to a team that only had 5 sacks coming into the season. Now, again, in the presser today, Coach Wright said that the 6 sacks, 3 of those sacks were coverage sacks, meaning the offensive line gave the quarterback, 4 to 5 seconds to pass, but it's just nobody was open for him to throw to. Could he throw the ball away? Maybe, to avoid the sacks. But, hey, it is what it is. I got to call my boy out. Ike Ekwonu. He's going through a sophomore slump, and anyone that follows trench play around the league, there's nearly every long-term starter that has had an average to above average career has gone through a sophomore slump or went through a stretch where it looked like they were struggling. So far, Icky has had 4 good games and he's had 3 bad games. When it's bad, it's bad. But overall, his bad plays has come at the worst time. Defenders are going to make plays too. Again, I'm not going to make excuses for him. I think the biggest thing with Icky is his footwork. Watching the all 22 film on him, like he'll have his hand placement, he'll have the right positioning, but he doesn't set his feet properly. He doesn't set it where he has leverage. Like his footwork is inconsistent. He'll do it right on some plays, and then other plays he doesn't, and he gets exposed a lot. Now I see several y'all, hollering, "Oh, move him to guard. Oh, he's a bust." Stop that. I get it. It's hard to watch. I get that it's frustrating. I get that. I get all of that. But like I said, we knew when we drafted him that he was a run first left tackle who had raw footwork when it comes to pass blocking. Anyone that followed us knew that was something that we talked about before the draft, and we talked about it in depth after the draft. Now, me personally, when Icky was looking good last year, when we had our late season push, it was because we ran the ball a lot more than we throw the ball. And what I'm saying is that instead of dropping back straight pass sets, 35, 40 times, let's get some run action, play action going on to make it simulate run. Like players need to get better, but we also got to feature the players' strengths and protect their weaknesses. And I just think that, when we was a run heavy team towards the latter part of the year, I just think that really allowed the entire offensive line to play better. But it's easy for everybody to want to make Icky the scapegoat because we still have some people think, oh, Brady Christensen should have been the left tackle, or maybe we should have drafted somebody else, like either Cross, who Seattle drafted, or Evan Neal, who the Giants drafted. I mean, I've heard it and seen it all on Panthers social media, especially on Twitter. But I'm not giving up on Icky, but Icky has definitely got to improve. I don't know what it is that offensive line coach James Campen is saying, doing. I don't know if there's a disconnect there. I wish I had access to know. I may try to reach out and find out, but it's just inconsistent. Icky has stretches where he does pass block well and he does do a good job, but it's just inconsistent and it just comes at the wrong time. Like he's responsible for 2 sacks yesterday and several quarterback, pressures. Again, he had a very rough day yesterday. It's just I don't really have much to stand on to defend him. I had to call him out because that's what we do here at the 4-Man Rush. We tell it like it TI is, and that's what I'm doing. But I'm not throwing him away. I'm not saying he's a bust. I'm not saying moving the guard either. I'm saying let him, go through the growing pains. This is his second year, and let's just keep working at it. I was looking at. Let me pull up the stats here from. Let's see. From the offensive line here, just to kind of go over everything. Come on. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm about to share this with you guys here. Just give me a moment. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, so this is how the blocking was graded yesterday according to PFF. Shout out to Panthers Nation podcast, Rashad and Dave, for consistently posting the offensive line grades and stats here. Yeah, as you see, left tackle Akeem Kwonu. Now, he was definitely our best run blocker in a tough running day because we ran the ball 24 times for only 44 yards. As you guys see, solid job run blocking, but just a horrible day pass blocking. 2 sacks, 2 hurries, a quarterback hit. Yeah, like I said, in the pass game, it was just rough for him yesterday. Left guard Calvin Throckmorton. He didn't have a good day run blocking either, but he had a solid day pass blocking. So it's just kind of like a mix. Bradley Bozeman, I like him. I just thought I expect to see more. He's known more as a run blocking center, but looks like he was having his moments yesterday too. I remember the sack that he gave up, getting bullied around a few times. Austin Corbin, first game back. I think this is a pretty solid game here. Run blocking, was good. Pass blocking was real good. Again, first game back, did give up a sack, 2 hurries. But again, it's first game back. Taylor Morton do what Taylor Morton does. Marginal at best, run blocking. Extremely good pass blocking. Only gave up 1 quarterback hurry. So he was our top rated offensive lineman yesterday. If we can get Icky's run blocking with Taylor Moton and Taylor's Moton pass blocking with Icky, oh my God, things would be so much better. But, we are where we are for right now. So, but yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys here. Let's get some more of these questions here. Adrian said, so question, what is going on with Brian Burns' contract? Are they going to let him go? No, they're not going to let Brian Burns go. Brian Burns go, Adrian. Likely he's going to get the franchise tag if they can't come to an agreement. But no, they're not going to let him go. He stated today passionately he wants to stay here in Carolina, but it's in God's hands. So, despite the rumors that run rampant, Brian Burns is not going to be traded by the Carolina Panthers. So you can pretty much book that. All right, Ashley Brickman says, shout out to Frankie Louisville. Yo, Frankie played out of his mind yesterday. Frankie's parents came, I think, to a game for the first time, and I think he responded by having one of the best games ever. He had 12 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for losses, 2 passes batted down, and a quarterback hit. I mean, Frankie Louisville definitely was the leader of the defense yesterday. He definitely was bringing the pain and definitely doing the damn thing. So definitely, actually, definitely Frankie Louisville would have been my defensive player of the game yesterday. Katie Russell says definitely got to upgrade the offensive line. I agree. It's like upgrading the offensive line is just equally as important as getting Bryce Young some weapons. So I can't put one above the other. They both, to me, are 50-50 equally needed. There go my baby, Jelani. Hola. Hi, Princess. Hope all is well with you. Daddy loves you. Hope you're doing good. I'll be talking to you after this podcast. Next comment here, coming from the YouTube, the Red Guy 92. His footwork is bad because he relies too much on his athleticism. I agree. Once he gets the technique down, he could be great, though. Look, if more fans could see this and think like you, it'll make my job a lot easier to, on these social media sites. But, not people see it on that level, but you're spot on, the Red Guy 92. Very accurate assessment as well. Next comment here, again, Miss Adrian. Do you see a difference in Bryce from the last couple of games? Bryce has steadily gotten better each game he's played in. This was game number 7. And since the first game at Atlanta, I've noticed that he's gotten, better and better each game. Just imagine how good he's going to do when he finally gets some protection and some weapons. So that's something we got to take advantage of while he's on a rookie contract. Let me take this down here. Stop the screen. Okay, there we go. The Red Guy 92 again says, Evan Neal is even worse. LOL. All the bad, no good. Yeah, I've heard. Katie Russell confirming what I said earlier to Miss Adrian, that Brown Burns is not up for trade. Damen Spivey, yes. Jonathan Mingo at wide receiver. I don't know if you want to call it his coming out game. I consider a coming out game like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he definitely did show why the Panthers, took him in the second round. Still got some things he can clean up, but he definitely easily had his best game as a Carolina Panther yesterday. Definitely. And this is Miss Adrian thanking Katie for the confirmation. Again, the Red Guy 92 says, I think Equano has been in a tough position playing with a different left guard almost every game. First time starting beside Throckmorton. Again, that's another good observation that a lot of fans don't take into consideration. That chemistry that with the guy beside you. So that's definitely a very solid point there that you made again. So I definitely agree. Them 5 guys have got to be on point. The chemistry has to be smooth and flawless. Got another comment here by Damen Spivey. I don't get why our run game is so bad. It's a combination of things. To me, I think is the type of blocking scheme that we're using. I don't know if it features the strength of the guys that we have. It's like we're more of a finesse running team. Like there's no power element of our game. There's no power blocking. There's no power running. It's pretty much, one back, inside zone. I did see some outside zone, a little bit of sweep action, toss, couple of off tackle runs. But yeah, I like the fact that we had 24 rush attempts to go along with 31 passing attempts. I really don't like our rookie quarterback throwing over 30 times a game too many times. I really don't. But like I said, it was about 6 drops yesterday. So Bryce's ball placement is elite. And I think if I read a stat correctly, like he's number one in NFL on ball placement on open wide receivers. So that's something that we definitely need to try to build off of as well. But yeah, uh, I'm guessing that this is supposed to be a zone running scheme that we're using. I just don't think that we have the right personnel of guys for that. Like Icky is um, Icky is a power gap blocking type of guy. Now he does have the athleticism to do zone, but again, with his footwork, it's just going to be difficult. That's like a good old Sprite. Yeah, so I just think that we're just going to have to definitely retool and upgrade this offensive line significantly, um, and work a scheme that features our players' strength. Let's see, we got to get more 3-4 yard runs on first down to help Bryce out more come third down. Yeah, Damien, I definitely agree on that as well. So, but I just hope that this win helps jumpstart, some momentum for this team. Again, we're going to be home again this Sunday against the Colts. It would have been nice to have seen, Bryce Young versus Anthony Richardson, but he's on IR for the year with I think it's a shoulder injury. He's already had shoulder surgery on it, so that would have been nice. Yeah, it definitely would have been nice. But let's take a quick look at here. I'm going to take a look at the stats. Let's talk about that real quickly. The box score, the individual stats of the players. So for Bryce Young yesterday, he completed 22 passes on 31 pass attempts. Now, like I said, he had about 5 or 6 drops. So we're talking he could have been easily 27, 28 out of 31. Like Bryce was dotting it up. Good to see that he didn't have any interceptions or fumbles this game. Had a passer rating of 103.6, which is not bad. The running game was ugly yesterday. That's a total of 24 carries for 44 yards. Longest run of the day, 8 yards. But we got the run plays when we needed to set up for the game-winning kick. So, like I said, we'll take it where we can get it. Chuba Hubbard, 15 carries, 28 yards. Bryce Young, 4 carries for 11 yards. His longest carry was 7. Raheem Blackshear finally got a little bit of run. 3 carries for 5 yards, even though his longest carry was 6. Miles Sanders, 2 carries, no yards. Makes me wonder if he's slowly, getting into the doghouse or falling out of favor already. That's definitely a season low of carries for Miles Sanders. Let's get over here to the receivers yesterday. Again, leading the way. He's putting up a Pro Bowl, maybe even an All-Pro caliber season. Being a veteran of this group, Adam Thielen. He was targeted 11 times, 8 catches, 72 yards. His longest being 31 yards. Jonathan Mingo, 4 catches, 62 yards on 5 targets. His longest catch was 40 yards. So it's good that we got some big plays in the passing game. Then after that, it was just pretty much check down city. Chuba Hubbard and Raheem Blackshear both had 2 carries for 26 yards yesterday on 2 targets. Definitely was expecting to see more out of DJ Chalk. He had 2. He was targeted 4 times for 2 catches, 23 yards. My man, Stephen Sullivan, third string tight end, one target for 13 yards, but a big first down. I still can't understand why we can't get more involved, featuring Terrace Marshall Jr., 1 target for 1 catch, 9 yards. The only touchdown came from Tommy Tremble, 2 catches on 3 targets for 4 yards. And Hayden Hurst was targeted twice. He had a drop. So he didn't put nothing up in the books. So yeah, that's the offensive stats and put out from the game yesterday. Um, you know, Miss Adrian says, if you could guess, what do you think Julius Pepper and Musin Muhammad told the team, or to give them encouragement? I would just probably, if I had to take a guess, I'd probably tell them, stay focused. Um, you know, trust your instincts. Leave it all out there on the field. Those were the type of things I would think they probably would have said to the players yesterday. Here's a good comment here from Panthers Blue. Chuba threw a terrific block to save Bryce. Yes, definitely did. He definitely did his part to give Bryce enough time to get the pass off. So definitely you're spot on with that observation. Yeah. But now let's talk about the defensive side a little bit. I was talking about, I think Ashley was talking about what a great game Frankie Louisville had. Someone else who came back from injury who made an impact on the game yesterday was safety at Xavier Woods. He had 8 tackles. He had a recovered fumble as well. 5th round pick Jamie Robinson. He had 6 tackles yesterday. Someone that had a solid game was Dante Jackson. Had a nice tackle for loss. 5 tackles. Let's see. Derek Brown had 5 tackles. Had a pass deflection. DJ Johnson. Okay. He got a tackle for loss. 3 tackles yesterday. That's good to see. Someone who's been playing extremely well that's underrated, Troy Hill at Nickelback. He has been playing he's playing with some dog in him. I'm really liking how Troy Hill is really playing solid coverage for the Panthers at the Nickelback position. He's definitely been someone that's definitely underrated. Deshaun Williams had a decent game. He had a quarterback hit. He had a pass deflection. 3 tackles as well. Brian Burns, he just had all the ones. He had 1 tackle, but he also had 1 sack, and he also had 1 tackle for loss, and he had 1 quarterback hit. I see Amari Barno got a couple of tackles as well. So, yeah, just an overall solid performance. Total sacks, 2 sacks by the defense, 5 tackles for losses, 4 pass breakups, and 3 quarterback hits. So, yeah, that effort held the Houston Texans to 13 points, and I believe held quarterback C.J. Stroud to only 140 yards total for the game. So that's definitely something positive to build upon and to look forward to. Here's a good question I saw on Twitter earlier that was being discussed by Panthers Blue. It says, curious is why they're not using Cade Mays as a fullback like last year. Could help blocking on the left and also open up Alex for running backs. That's a good question. I don't know if that was just a McAdoo thing. I can't even recall ever seeing a fullback in the backfield ever yet so far this season. And like I said, I'm old school. I like fullbacks and multiple tight ends to be used at time. I'm not saying a majority of the time, but it's just certain situations where, like I said, you just need to line up, kick the other team in the mouth, and run it down their damn throat and don't apologize for it. We need to have that type of attitude. But, yeah, the reason why that we're not seeing it this year because the staff that put that in mind is no longer here. So they don't see that. This current staff doesn't see that as a legit option as far as being productive in their playbook. So that's probably the only explanation that I can offer you on that as far as my opinion goes. And but yeah, so again, I didn't see too many missed tackles on defense. I just think that we had guys flying around to the ball. I just really think that for the players that we had, we were able to do good. Hopefully, players will continue to get better. I don't know what's the turntable looking like for J.C. Horn. His return. We just have to play it out and see. What's up with Marquise Haynes. Him coming back. So it's we can get healthy heading to this second half stretch of the season. I think that we could really, possibly could, get a little momentum, get on a roll, make things interesting. Because the NFC South is not a runaway, by no stretch of the imagination. For as awful as we started, we are not out of the race. And I can honestly say we still control our own destiny. Believe it or not, at 1-6, but hey, we just got to focus on the next team, the next opponent, the Indianapolis Colts. So, who's quarterbacked by Gardner Minshew, running back Jonathan Taylor. Haven't really looked into their team yet to see who else are key players on there, but definitely feel like we got another chance against an AFC South opponent to try to get a win from. So definitely looking forward to seeing how we match up well with them this upcoming Sunday. Let's see. Yep, you made a good point here. Our only fullback, Gio Ricci, is on IR, I think. Yeah, he is. I think him, Gross Matos, and Chin went on the short-term IR. So, yeah, it's tough sledding. But yeah, Panther fans, I really wasn't coming on here to be on here too long tonight. Just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to share your thoughts and your feelings about the game. Again, I posted the video on the Facebook page of the game-winning kick as it happened that I recorded from my phone. So if you want to go over to the Facebook page, definitely check it out. But okay, got another comment here. I see. What's the deal? Now, Princess, your daddy doing his thing before he gets back on the road. So, which I'll be leaving out Sunday. So I'll talk to you about that shortly once I get off of here. Let's see. But yeah, but Panther fans, again, we got our first win of the season. Looks like we came out the game relatively healthy. The injury report comes out every Wednesday on the press conference. So we'll see how that goes. But again, definitely enjoy this victory. Don't let nobody try to water it down for you. So, on behalf of the rest of the guys who, busy, handling their lives and their careers, I just want to come on here and interact with you guys. Appreciate you guys hitting us up on our different social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We appreciate all of that. And, I definitely enjoy interacting with you guys. So appreciate the love and support here. But yeah, on behalf of everyone here at the 4-Man Rush, we want to thank each and every one of you for your support. We'll be doing this again next week. Hopefully I have some of the fellas on with me. But if not, hey, I do cover one by myself, just to make sure that that we share our thoughts and opinion with you guys, and you can definitely give us our feedback and we can chop it up. All right, cool. Well, it's going on about 9:53. So again, if you're here in the Carolinas, this cold front pushing through the night, them 80s that we've been feeling all weekend long, those days are gone. I think the high tomorrow is going to be, let me see. Yeah, the high tomorrow is only going to be 55 degrees, and the low tomorrow night is going to be 34. So yeah, it's going to be about a 50-degree swing, in within 48 hours. So definitely make sure that you dress accordingly. All right. But again, this is Kevin Avery, aka 4MR_Country Kev. Thank you so much once again. Hey, listen, y'all be safe, get that money, take care of yourself, and we'll catch you next time. And as always, keep pounding. What a rush.